Huh? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2002 movie, Get a Clue. So, this movie follows Lexi Gold, a teenage high school student who investigates a mystery after one of her teachers goes missing. This movie is alright. It's not one of my favorite Disney Channel original movies or anything, but it's okay. It has some good moments and stuff, and the cast are pretty decent in here. You got Lindsay Lohan as Lexi Gold, and this is probably my least favorite out of her Disney movies and everything. Out of the ones that she did with Disney, is probably my least favorite movie of hers, but that she did with them. But she's still pretty good in this movie. She gives a pretty good performance, although I wouldn't say it was as strong as her performance in Life Size or especially The Parent Trap. But at the time that this one came out, it was a pretty good performance, and it features some catchy early 2000s pop music that you would expect from Disney Channel movies of the time and everything. And there's this song called Get a Clue in here by the band Prozac, and it's really catchy. It plays at the beginning of the movie and during the end credits and everything. It's really, really catchy, and I remember seeing the music video on Disney Channel when it first came out and everything. And this was one movie that I didn't actually watch as a kid. I was a big Lindsay Lohan fanatic, but this was the one movie of hers that I didn't watch because it was a Disney Channel movie, and I had a harder time finding it and everything. I remember when it first came out on Disney Channel, but I didn't watch it and everything. I just wasn't really interested. And then Freaky Friday came out a year later, and that's when I started becoming the Lindsay Lohan fan that I am now and everything, is when Freaky Friday came out. So I wasn't like a huge fan of her when this movie came out yet. I had seen Parent Trap, hadn't seen Life Size yet either and everything, so I kind of just didn't even watch this one when it first came out. I remember hearing about it, but the night that it premiered, there was probably something else on that I was watching, more than likely Rugrats or something, because I would watch Rugrats a lot on the weekends and stuff when I was over at my grandparents' house. So but this is a pretty entertaining movie and everything, and like I said, the music in here takes me back to the early 2000s, so I enjoyed that aspect of it. That being said, this movie is, like I said, it's okay, but it's not super great either. The pacing is all over the place. The movie's like an hour and 23 minutes, and it drags and everything. It doesn't feel like an hour and 23 minutes. It feels a lot longer, and the whole mystery aspect is okay. I think I would have enjoyed this movie better as a kid and stuff, because obviously that's who this movie is aimed for, more as a younger audience. So watching it now in my 30s, I'm just not as into it as I probably would have been back then. If I would have watched it back then, if I would have had that nostalgia factor, I might have enjoyed it a lot more and everything, because I tend to enjoy movies that aren't quite as good from my childhood, like The Country Bears. I know that's not necessarily a great movie, but I enjoy it because of the nostalgia that I have for it. This movie, I didn't have that nostalgia factor to play in either, so I just found this one to be kind of mediocre and everything. It's not a terrible movie. It's watchable and everything. It kills an hour and a half, but it also feels like it's a lot longer than an hour and a half, so it's not going to be one that I want to rewatch very often, if anytime soon. I'm not going to say I'll never rewatch it, but I don't want to rewatch it anytime soon and everything. So it's an okay movie and everything. And the supporting cast, aside from Lindsay Lohan, is pretty good in here. You got Brenda Song, one of her earlier roles before she went on to do Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and Stuck in the Suburbs and some of the other Disney Channel stuff she did. And Bug Hall and Ian Gomez are pretty good in here too. So it has a pretty decent cast, not to mention Amanda Plummer has a small role in here. And she's pretty good too. But I will say that the mystery aspect of it is pretty well done and everything. And I like how the villain was revealed at the end of it. The villain reveal was pretty cool and everything. I thought was nice. So it had some cool moments and stuff. It just isn't very great. So I'd give this one a C-. It's not a super great movie. It's not one that I'm going to want to rewatch it. It's an okay movie for kids. I think kids would enjoy it a lot more than I did and everything. But as someone who enjoys most of the Disney Channel movies, old and new, because I've seen some newer ones that I've really liked too, I gotta say this one is kind of a disappointment for me. But I didn't love every single Disney Channel movie in the early 2000s. I loved a lot from the late 90s and the mid 2000s is really when I started getting more into the Disney Channel movies, when High School Musical came out. So this was a little bit before before I really got into the Disney Channel movies, so that could be part of it too. But this one's okay. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Get a Clue, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.